Coming up tonight on SLU News 22.
Break-in at the White House.
Playoff cards.
Spacecraft on Mars.
Religion and climate change.
Plus national news and weather. Live from the Busch Student Center, this is SLU News 22.
Good evening. I'm Gabriel J. Gao.
And I'm Annie Evaker.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Congress will have to make a decision on whether or not to start taxing your internet. President Clinton, signed a bill into law with a ban on collecting taxes on internet access in 1998. The ban on federal and state and local taxes on the internet access will expire on November 1st, but Congress is looking to have an extension on the ban until December 11th. Internet advocates remain optimistic that Congress will find a way to keep the ban in place. The worst-case scenario is that after the elections, if the Republicans retake the Senate, this matter won't be addressed until next year.
Home Depot confirmed Thursday that hackers exposed 56 million credit and debit during its month-long security breach. The company said it eliminates the virus behind the attacks from its payment system. Card readers that encountered this virus, which Home Depot said they had never seen before, were removed from service. The company is also beefing up its payment data, encryption capabilities, and other security measures. Company CEO Frank Blake stated, "We apologize to our customers for the inconveniences and anxiety this has caused, and want to reassure them that they will not be liable for fraudulent charges." The company is offering identity protection services to any customers that has used a card in the store since April.
Chief Meteorologist Brendan Williams is in the Weather Center right now with our first forecast. So Brendan, kind of feels like fall. What's going on with that?
Well, it feels like fall because tonight, as of 9:30, it actually is going to be fall. As of tonight, 9:29 will be the official start of the autumnal equinox, which is that time when the Earth starts to transition from summer into fall. So that's why we're going to start seeing these cooler temperatures across the area. Right now, we're hanging in around the mid-70s for most of the area, 75 downtown. Low 70s, though, seeing that fall air move in. As for tonight, we're going to dip down to 51 degrees. It's going to be that chilly, chilly air that we've seen for the last couple of days. Clear skies, not a cloud outside right now. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, though, we've got fall beginning tonight, and that dry, chilly air moves in. Just like last week, though, just in time for the weekend, we're going to see a little bit of a warm-up this weekend in time for homecoming. So, back to you guys.
Thank you, Brendan. The Maven spacecraft has arrived in Mars orbit after 10 months and 442 million miles of travel. Maven will remain in orbit to study the atmosphere and help scientists understand the history of the Martian atmosphere.
On Friday, Omar Gonzalez, an Iraq war veteran, penetrated the White House security measures. Gonzalez, armed with a 3.5-inch folding knife, jumped the fence and was apprehended before entering the building. Police say that Gonzalez had been seeing a therapist at Fort Hood in Texas for post-traumatic stress disorder.
Coming up next, your SLU area news. Stay tuned. Abby Parra has sat down with SGA Vice President of Finance, Jaisal Patel, to discuss the water bottle initiative. So we have a clip from that interview.
Hi, I'm Abby Parra with SLU-TV, and I'm here today with Jaisal Patel. He is the Vice President of Finance for SGA, as well as the Chair for the Wellness Committee. Jaisal, thank you so much for coming with us today.
No problem.
You're going to tell us a little bit about what you call the Water Bottle Initiative?
Yes, all right. So the Water Bottle Initiative is a wellness proposal that was started, it's been 9 months in the making, and this proposal is in place to reduce plastic bottle wastage by 50% this academic year. So what happened over the summer is 31 new filling stations were installed, bottle filling stations were installed across SLU's campus, and this was done to ensure that students would have a place to fill up their new water bottles that would be handed out this year. So in the fall welcome week, we handed out 2,000 plus water bottles. These water bottles were handed out at several different events across campus, and essentially what we wanted to do is hand out water bottles and then have students give them the opportunity to use those new filling stations that we installed across campus.
Great, great. So how were these financed? I know you're the VP of Finance, so I'm sure that plays a large role into how you got 2,000, you said?
2,000, yeah.
2,000 water bottles, and these are nice water bottles. They are.
Thank you. So basically what happened was this was an initiative that came about within the Wellness Committee. But essentially any student could have came up with this idea. So these are student-led initiatives, and every semester students pay, or every year students pay $90 a semester into the wellness fee. It's within their tuition package. Now SGA gets a small portion of those funds, and we get $100,000 each year, and that $100,000 is reserved for a student-led initiative. So you could be an individual student, a group of friends, or you could be a CSO applying for these funds. And as long as it benefits the mind, body, soul, or spirit, you can come to the Wellness Committee, present your idea, and as long as it's attainable, or the committee feels like that's a good enough idea to meet those criteria, then we can go forward and getting Senate to approve off of those funds.
So these wellness ideas by students, what would be an example? Is this an example of one, way in which to?
This is mind and body.
Okay.
So drink water. The healthy aspect of it. Another one that's going to come up in the works is a bike share program.
Okay.
So it's currently not rolled out yet, but it should be a SLU campus-wide bike share program. Some other ones are programming to promote health and wellness. So there's another few initiatives that are coming up in the works right now, but these are two big examples that meet the criteria.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will personally say I was always using plastic water bottles, and I found that we had these new, what did you say that they're filling stations?
Yeah, so they're bottle filling stations.
And they are so convenient. I mean, they really are, and I knew that we were getting new ones. I did not know that this was how that was going to happen, but you guys are doing some really great work.
Thank you. And also, this was co-sponsored with student development.
Okay.
So we worked with Dr. Porterfield in student development, and he really helped out in making sure that this was an attainable idea and it came to life.
Right, that's so great. We are so glad to be talking with you about this. Students have just been so excited about these water bottles.
Awesome.
I mean, they are so great. I was so excited personally to get one, but yeah, it's really great to know a little bit more about that and how students on campus can actually go and present an idea like this to SGA and the Wellness Committee. So just remember that if you ever have an idea that can support wellness on campus, mind, body, are there other categories?
Yeah, mind, body, spirit.
Mind, body, spirit. Then go do that. Go, email SGA.
It's just sga.slu.edu and the finance tab and the applications at the very bottom of the page.
Great, perfect. Well, you know what, Jason, thank you so much for being here with us today. We really look forward to continuing our health and wellness streak on campus,
Awesome.
And this is such a great way to start. So it was so great talking to you.
You too. Thanks.
The Shapus Arena will host Disney on Ice, Princesses and Heroes from September 25th to the 28th. Members of the SLU community will receive a $5 discount for tickets selected for selected performances. Discounted performances are for the 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. shows on Saturday, September 27th, and for the 1 p.m. show on Sunday, September 28th. The discount will expire at midnight tonight, so be sure to buy those tickets soon.
The hot air balloon race winner this year is Michael Boylan in the Miller Light balloon. To win the balloon race, the competitor must land the beanbag closest to an X on the ground. The X is placed by the first balloon to launch. The others follow and then toss their beanbag. Michael Boylan placed his beanbag 18.5 feet away from the X. Gusty winds limited the launch of all 60 balloons. Despite the weather, the balloon race and glow had great success.
On Wednesday, Deerbergs will host a job fair to fill over 175 part-time positions in their 24 stores in the St. Louis metropolitan area. The fair will be held at the Doubletree Hotel at 16625 Swingley Road in Chesterfield, Missouri, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
The Cardinals clinched the playoff berth this Sunday with the Milwaukee Brewers lost against the Pittsburgh Pirates. It is the fourth consecutive postseason appearance. Despite the good news of clinching at a stop in the playoffs, the Cards lost a Sunday 7-2 against the Cincinnati Reds. The Cards are holding on 2.5-game lead over the Pirates. This week, the Cards are going on the road to face the Chicago Cubs in a 3-game series.
The St. Louis Rams had a 21-point lead against the Dallas Cowboys, but still lost 34-31. Critical penalties, dropped passes, and a costly interception at the end are just some of the mistakes that were made on Sunday that helped the Cowboys get the lead and win the game. The only time the franchise blew a bigger lead in a loss is in 1982 when the Rams were in Los Angeles, going into the bye week a 1-2 record. The Rams won't play until October 5th when they travel to play the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Center for Global Citizenship will sponsor at a panel on global climate change. The panel is called Living Our Faith Through Creation, Care, and Climate Change Advocacy. The panel will convene this Wednesday, September 24th, in the Center for Global Citizenship. It is sponsored by St. Louis University's Department of Theology, Philosophy, Biology, and Earth and Atmospheric. It also is sponsored by the Catholic Climate Covenant.
The Physical Therapy Program is hosting its 13th annual Cheryl Cavallo Hustle for Your Health 5K on Saturday. All of the proceeds will go to the Cheryl Cavallo Memorial Scholarship, which are meant to defray students from travel expenses for health-related service trips. Start and finish lines are in front of the Doisy College of Health Sciences. Registration begins at 7:30 a.m. outside Hickory East Parking Garage. Runners begin at 8 a.m. and the walkers will begin at 8:15 a.m.
On Wednesday, September 24th, the John Cook School of Business will host a career and graduate school fair in the Wool Ballroom of BSC. The fair runs from noon to 4 p.m. and attire is business casual or professional.
Dr. Pastello and his wife visited the Madrid campus last week. While in Madrid, Dr. Pastello met with groups of students, faculty, and staff, as well as Madrid's SGA campus ambassadors and the Board of Regents.
St. Louis University will officially inaugurate Fred Pastello, Ph.D., as the university's 33rd president and the first lay president on Friday, October 3rd. As a result, classes will be canceled from 8 a.m. until 11:50 a.m. An all-school mass will be held Thursday, October 2nd at 3 p.m. in the college church. If you intend to attend the mass on Tuesday, September 23rd, you can RSVP on the SLU Presidential Inauguration website.
Coming up next, your workweek forecast. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. Meteorologist Brendan Williams is here with us now for your extended forecast. Brendan, what are we going to be looking at as this week
We are
progresses?
looking at an absolutely gorgeous week ahead of us. Right now, we're hanging at about 75 degrees because we've got that fall air that's moving into our area. Looking over us, we've got that high pressure system that's to thank for this beautiful weather, keeping the clouds away and that cool air in. So as we move through the rest of the week, though, that high pressure system is going to move out of the area, and then following behind that, we're going to have warm air moving up from the south that'll bring with it a few clouds and just some warmer temperatures. As for tonight, though, going to drop down to about 51 degrees. It's going to get real cold outside and will stay clear. Then into tomorrow, just a little bit warmer than we were today. 75 degrees is what we'll cap out at. Then ahead for the rest of the week, got some great temperatures. Hanging in the 70s for the most part. Tuesday, Wednesday, high 70s. Friday, we're going to barely catch 80. Saturday, 81, just in time for homecoming. And we will have an absolutely beautiful weekend to get out on campus with your family if they're back in town and just enjoy this new fall season that's starting.
Well, thank you, Brendan. I'm very glad that we're getting a little warmer going into the weekend, so it's going to be exciting. Up next, we have a look into the worlds of entertainment and sports. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. SLU Volleyball won its 8th consecutive match Friday, beating 11th ranked Purdue in the first match of an active ankle challenge. This is the second longest streak on SLU history and marks the first time SLU has taken down a ranked team since 10th ranked California in 2009. SLU is now 9-3 on the year.
The best-selling young adult novel, The Maze Runner, breaks out with a $32 million debut at the box office. The sci-fi saga took the #1 spot, beating Liam Neeson's Walk Among the Tombstones, which came in second with $13 million. And the family comedy, This is where I leave you in third with 11 million.
A Maryland teacher won $1 million on Wheel of Fortune Wednesday when Sarah Manchester took home $1 million along with a trip to the Dominican Republic. Manchester became the third Wheel of Fortune contestant to win the $1 million prize. Manchester plans to use the money for her children's education and travel with her family.
2 mountain lion cubs were rescued from a forest fire in western Montana. The cubs were just a few weeks old at the time and are now recovering in the Columbus Zoo in Ohio. The lion cubs are being bottle fed in the weeks since their rescue. They have doubled in size as well. They have been getting medical treatment and are currently not on public display.
Recent research has shown that people with a stronger sense of purpose in life tend to live longer. Researchers asked more than 6,000 adults questions that gauged whether they felt like their lives had direction. In the 14 years that follow up, those that responded positively show a 15% lower death rate than those who felt that their lives lacked purpose. All right, well, Brendan, how's our weather?
It's looking gorgeous. We've got fall starts tonight. 9:30 tonight is when fall officially begins, and we're going to see that in our temperatures this week. We're hanging high 70s towards the end of the week, and we won't see rain at all for the next week. So it's going to be a great chance to get out, study with your friends outside. You're going to have to fight for a table because everyone's definitely out on campus enjoying it. It'll be absolutely beautiful, too, when we've got homecoming this weekend with family in town. So a great week ahead.
Yeah.
Very glad, yes.
Definitely enjoying the weather.
Yes, well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for watching.
All right, and don't forget, you can always get the latest movie reviews and news online at SLU-TV.slu.edu or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We will be back next week at 6 p.m.